Kirk Cousins cannot check that ball down on 4th and 7 with the season on line. There's no excuse. I don't care if there's 5 guys guarding Justin Jefferson, because I watched Justin Jefferson catch a 4th and 18 pass with 3 guys draped on him with one hand. That is inexcusable by Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins is not the reason that they lost that game. The reason that they lost that game is that Ed Donatel and that defense has been absolute hot dog water since I can remember. And the Giants shredded them up and down the field pretty much consistently. Whether it was in the quarterback run game, whether it was Saquon busting runs and catching passes and making plays, whether it was guys over the middle in the seam, whether it was Richie James being able to get the ball yards after catch, get 9 yards. It seemed like every third down they converted that was over 5 yards. The Vikings defense was their biggest weakness. And Kirk Cousins, it's low-hanging fruit, and it's easy, and he does not make it easy on guys like me trying to defend him. And it is inexcusable. But I do not want the quarterback story from that game to be Kirk Cousins. It is Daniel Jones and the escalation of his game and the elevation of his game, in large part due to Brian Daboll.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to say. Once again, we come back to Brian Daboll. That's why it's so imperative for these quarterbacks around the league to play for coaches who can develop talent. You take someone like Michael Vick, he can play for any offensive coordinator or head coach in the world. He's still going to put up, plays that make SportsCenter top 10. But for a lot of these guys, like Daniel Jones was 1 year away under the wrong tutelage from being, traded in a backup somewhere. Now, I don't know what the future answer is long-term for the New York Giants at quarterback. Maybe it's Daniel Jones, maybe it's not. But I know the future answer at head coach is Brian Daboll, because he's proven time and time again that he can get the most out of these quarterbacks. Going back to being the OC at Alabama with Jalen Hurts and Tua, going to his time in the Buffalo Bills with turning Josh Allen, like we just said, from a gunslinger into someone who knows when to take risks but also knows when not to. He's been able to get the most out of Daniel Jones. That showed yesterday. It was an incredible game plan. On the Kirk Cousins thing, Jake, I agree with you. I mean, Kirk Cousins, 31 of 39, 273 through the air, a pair of touchdowns, no interceptions, and all we're going to think about and talk about is the check down at the end. Give your guy a chance, because just like we talked about Mike McDaniel, again, Kirk Cousins offset what was a really great game. Those numbers are fantastic, right? But to throw it underneath to check down on 4th and 8, especially when the defender is in between the tight end and the first down marker. It's not like you're throwing underneath to someone who's wide open who could go make a play. To go through your progressions and hit the guy you're supposed to in your progressions, that's fine for 2nd and 8 in the second quarter. That's the time for that. When you have to have a play, I'd rather throw into triple coverage to my guy and just see if he goes and makes an unbelievable play.
And the thing, Blaine, is Kirk Cousins, a lot of the reason he is where he is right now is not because of his unbelievable physical prowess or athleticism. It's because mentally he understands what to do in every play, and he has the ability to get the ball there. Context matters. When you go back and look at that play, it's 4th down and 8. The play clock is about to run out. Kirk Cousins is screaming for the ball, and it's almost like he went into default mode. Like, give me the ball, here we go. Don't want to. It's kind of a late snap, crazy situation. It's like he almost forgot it was 4th and 8. And I'm not making an excuse. Regardless, it's unacceptable. I don't care if there was no seconds on the play clock before he snapped it. But go ahead. Let's get this out of the way.
Kirk Cousins will always Kirk Cousin at the end of the day. He will. There's no avoiding it. I'm not sitting here saying that Kirk played a bad game, because he didn't. All right, what blew my mind is this. 11-0 during the regular season in one possession game. 11-0. But when you needed him the most, that drive you needed him the most, what did he do? He Kirk Cousined it, guys. 4th and 8, you have Justin Jefferson. Top 2 receiver in the NFL. Hell, most of them, you can put him at 1. There's a legitimate argument there. What do? You check it down to T.J. Hawkinson. And this is the same guy. There's a reason Kirk Cousins is 1-4 in the playoffs. And his one win was against the Saints. And oh boy won that game.
Yeah, he threw one up at the end.
Yeah, oh boy won that game. I will sit here and say it. First of all, the Vikings defense is terrible. We're not surprised by this.
No.
Worst passing defense in the NFL.
Well, we've been talking about
but worst passing defense. But at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins is going to Kirk Cousins, guys. This is not surprising to anybody. And I'm not sitting here saying Kirk's a bad quarterback. He's upper mid. Right? That's what he is. He's an upper mid quarterback. He will never, and I repeat, 100%, you can put it on my gravestone, win a Super Bowl. He won't. He won't. And don't care what you put around him. He will not. He will find a way to blow it at the end of the game.
Kirk Cousins is the Longmire of the NFL. If you've ever seen the show Longmire, which is a fantastic show, I like it on Netflix. It's upper mid. All right. Storylines are pretty good. The acting's pretty good. It's not gonna, beat out Breaking Bad, or anything like that. But it's a good show. It's a good show.
Let me say this about the Giants real quick. Daniel Jones is your future.
For sure.
Daniel Jones is your guy. I don't know what else the kid has to do. He damn near played a perfect game. Yeah. Threw for 3 bills, ran for 80 yards. Other than Brock Purdy, name another guy in the first playoff game who's been who played better than him. And what was the knock on Daniel Jones? Turnovers.
Yeah.
Turnovers. The kid's not doing it. And 2 reasons. You brought it up. Coach Dayball, right? And Saquon Barkley looks like Saquon Barkley. Saquon is one of the nastiest runners of the football in the league. He spun a guy yesterday, and I almost threw up.
Yeah.
Sitting in
Poor
my
Harrison
chairs.
Smith.
Oh,
right.
God. Could you imagine being a safety and being a white safety in the league and seeing Saquon run at you?
Not a good situation.
Damn it. What do you do? Help. Fake a heart attack. I don't know. You're not going to tackle him. But if the Giants are running the ball, what did I say about their front seven? Gritty. They get after it. They have a really extremely good D-line.
Dexter Lawrence.
Problem. Well, Williams. You got Thibodeau. You have, I think, Jalen Smith at middle linebacker who's just walking on freaking out every play. Yeah. And you got some young guys in the back end who are pretty good. The Giants are young. And it's one of those teams you put in the playoffs, it's like they don't even know where they are. They're not scared to mess up. They're just out there playing football. I watch the Giants. They're having fun. And they're just playing football. And that's a direct correlation to what? The head coach.
Well, when you know who you are, and the coaches know who you are, and you guys are on the same page, and we talked about playing to the strengths earlier with the Ravens and kind of their mindset. I think the Giants just do a really good job. That staff does a really good job of putting guys in position. And and I know it's not the perfect situation for Kenny Golladay over there after when they got him last year, and he's supposed to be this big-time player. But you know what I'm watching him do? I'm watching him block his ass off out in the perimeter. I'm watching him do the little dirty things. People say, oh, well, he better do something with what we're paying him. Yeah, but how many wide receivers that are getting paid that money are going out there doing that? I think it shows you the culture in that locker room because you got a lot of guys that have been doubted at the same time, right? Daniel Jones, he'll never be able to do it. He's overrated. He's a bust. Saquon Barkley, always injury prone. He's never going to be back to the Saquon that we've seen. Darius Slayton, he's fast. But he's not an elite wide receiver that can do these things. Richie James, not a household name in the slot that you're really going to trust, whatever. I just think you got a bunch of guys that are talented, that have been kind of counted out and are a little bit underrated, and they're all pissed off for greatness together. Yeah. That's a real thing.
And Blaine, I hear you on Daniel Jones being the future of the Giants, and I don't necessarily disagree, but I will come back to the point that the difference between success and failure a lot of times is based on expectations, right? And that's a thing with Kirk Cousins is the reason we call him mid is because the expectation for the Vikings the last few years is this is a Super Bowl caliber team, and they've underachieved on that.
Hey, YouTube, what's up? Appreciate you guys joining us. Do us a favor. I know we're all busy, all right, whether it's early in the week, middle of the week, or the weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Just look at the stock market. But take a little bit of time and go ahead and make sure you subscribe. Follow us on all social medias. Hit that like button and that little bell right there. Turn that on because that bell, unlike Quasimodo, won't scare the hell out of you.